14th session. Let's all stand as we get on the way with our Bhagwat Katha. This time, put your hands together, close your eyes. For those of you viewing wherever you are, say your prayers. Sajam cha varti sanyuktam grahina yojitam mayam Deepam grihana devesham Trailokyatimirapaham Jai Jai Bhagwat Bhagavan ki hai Arty. Everybody help us sing.
पापियों को पाप से है तारती
वेद निराला नव ज्योति जगाने वाला
ये अमर ग्रंथ ये मोती पंथ ये पंचम वेद निराला नव ज्योति जगाने वाला
हरि ज्ञान यही वरदान यही
हरि ज्ञान यही वरदान यही
जग की मंगल के आरती
पापियों को पाप से है तारती जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप से है तारती
शांति गीत पावन पुनीत पापों को मिटाने वाला हरि दर्शन खाने वाला
ये शांति गीत पावन पुनीत पापों को मिटाने वाला हरि दर्शन खाने वाला
है सुख करनी है दुख हरनी
है सुख करनी है दुख हरनी
ये मधुसूदन की आरती
पापियों को पाप से है तारती भागवत भगवान
Everybody, let's sing together.
है आरती पापियों को पाप से है तारती
मधुर बोल जग फंद खोल सर मार्ग दिखाने वाला बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला
ये मधुर बोल जग फंद खोल सर मार्ग दिखाने वाला बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला
श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही
श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही
प्रभु की महिमा में आरती
पापियों को पाप से है तारती जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप किसी ने मेरा श्याम देखा।
राधा तेरा श्याम हमें मथुरा में देखा।
मथुरा में देखा।
राधा तेरा श्याम हमें मथुरा में देखा।
राधा तेरा श्याम हमें मथुरा में देखा।
बंसी बजाए हुए ओ राधा तेरा श्याम देखा।
राधा ढूंढ रही किसी ने मेरा श्याम देखा।
राधा ढूंढ रही किसी ने तेरा श्याम देखा।
राधा ढूंढ रही किसी ने मेरा श्याम देखा।
श्याम देखा घन श्याम देखा।
श्याम देखा घन श्याम देखा।
राधा ढूंढ रही किसी ने तेरा श्याम देखा।
राधा ढूंढ रही किसी ने मेरा श्याम देखा।
राधा तेरा श्याम हमें गोकुल में 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 देखा।
राधे में हुए ओ राधा तेरा श्याम देखा। राधे
राधा ढूंढ रही किसी ने मेरा श्याम देखा।
राधा ढूंढ रही किसी ने तेरा श्याम देखा।
राधा ढूंढ रही किसी ने मेरा श्याम देखा।
श्याम देखा घन श्याम देखा।
श्याम देखा ब्रह्म श्याम देखा।
राधा ढूंढ रही
किसी ने मेरा श्याम देखा। राधा ढूंढ रही किसी ने मेरा श्याम देखा।
राधा तेरा श्याम हमें वृंदावन में देखा। राधा तेरा श्याम हमें वृंदावन में देखा। रास रचाते हुए ओ राधा तेरा श्याम देखा।
राधा ढूंढ रही किसी ने मेरा श्याम देखा। राधा ढूंढ रही किसी ने मेरा श्याम देखा। राधा ढूंढ रही किसी ने मेरा श्याम देखा। राधा ढूंढ रही किसी ने मेरा श्याम देखा। राधा ढूंढ रही किसी ने मेरा श्याम देखा। राधा ढूंढ रही किसी ने मेरा श्याम देखा।
गजाननं भूतगणाधिसेवितं कपेतजम्बो
फलचारभक्षिता
उमासुतं शो
कविनाशकारकम्
नमामि विघ्नेश्वर
पारपङ्कजम्
सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये
शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके
शरण्ये
त्र्यम्बिके गौरी
नारायणी
नमोस्तुते।
गुरुर्ब्रह्मा
गुरुर्विष्णु
गुरुर्देवो
महेश्वरा
गुरुर्साक्षात्
परं ब्रह्मा
तस्मै श्री
गुरुवे नमः।
ॐ नमो Everybody. ॐ नमो भगवते Prem Smulavindra Van Bihari Lal Ki Jai. Everybody, please have your seat. Come in, sit down. If you're joining us later on the stream, welcome to the satsang. For those of you now walking in, Sitaram, and welcome to our 14th session, day 5 of our Bhagwat. We have been discussing earlier today, we did the latter part of the Vaman discourse. And it shows how sometimes we listen to a story, we have the story, but you miss the point behind the story. Many people think Bali was a very bad and corrupted man. But the truth is, according to the Bhagwat, he starts off as a very good grandson. The night before we did Prahalad discourse, and we learned who Prahalad is and his relationship with Narsingh and how you use Narsingh prayer when you have problems. Fast forward, Prahalad has now become a grandfather, aged individual, and he gives the throne to his grandson, Bali. And Bali takes on the role of a politician, conquering enemy territory and so on. But as he's wearing the crown, and this crown has the effects of Kali Yuga, and this gold is corrupting the king, he starts to want more and more and more and more and more. So he looks to the heaven. He wants the throne of those people that live in heaven. And he goes and he prays. Now his prayer is to get weapons to destroy those people. And in doing it, the mother of the devatas, Aditi, she goes and she does something called Payovrat. Payovrat is a Vishnu's worship that people follow till today in February month. When you have genetic disorder in your genealogy and you're afraid that genetics, that flaw in the body, in the parent's body follows into the children. For these 12 days, people fast. There's a particular 12 days. And they fast and they make offerings. One of the strangest things is the Bedi in that prayer. You're doing Vishnu Puja, let's say for our understanding Satyanarayan Puja. But the mud that is in the Bedi must come from, in our language we would say a hog farm, a pig farm, or where the pig pasture and their foot press. Some strangers say a pig, but if you do Hanuman Baba Puja with the 5 head, what's good? One of the head is a pig. One of the incarnations of Lord Vishnu, Varaha, had a boar head on a human body. And because of that, it still is considered that it is a sanctifying animal. It still has a link to that divinity. It is for that reason that some people who offer blood worship, even there now, they offer this animal. When the person is taught how to do the vrat, she prays ardently and she inherits Lord Vishnu in the form of Vaman, this dwarf form. And wonderful discourse, but what it showed, it have some people, because the whole conversation, you only want 3 footsteps. 3 good enough. You're young. Bali is telling the young dwarf, you are young. Look at how small your foot is. Your foot, 3 footsteps of yours wouldn't amass to a lot. And when you get older and you want to build a house, maybe you get wife, maybe you get children, you will say, oh my God, I should have asked for more. Don't waste time and don't cry down what I am trying to do. I want to make you happy now and I want to make you happy long term. Then ask for more. He says that's the problem with people today. They are never contented. If I am doing something to gain my happiness, when I ask you for something, when I get what I want, I am going to find happiness. But if you don't have contentment, you will get 3 footsteps, you'll get 4 footsteps, you'll get 5 footsteps, and it will never be enough. The other night when we was speaking gold, people make a big fuss about it. But that same goal, when you don't have it, you grieve, you envy, you're jealous, you want it. When you get it and you have it, the truth is the same thing you was crying for, now you're afraid to wear it. Because you want to wear it, but the country we live in, Trinidad, is the 5th highest crime rate in the world. In the world. So you go and play brave and pawn that same piece of gold and it'll cause you pain, loss and destruction. So like a rat, you have it, you buy it, you put it and you keep it well hidden. but you wouldn't find satisfaction from it. It doesn't give you, it doesn't give you what it's supposed to give you. But when a person, as Vaman teaches Bali, when a person can be satisfied or contented with what they have now, yes, you continue to work and you continue to develop. You will find peace and joy and happiness in every step you make. When the house is wood, I was happy. I was contented. When the house gone to concrete, I was happy. When I tile it, when I paint it, every step of the way, I was happy. When you find happiness in tilling the land and planting your crops, and you see your crops or your flowers in your yard come in, the peace of mind it brings, the shanti, then you will find happiness in everything you're doing. But if you are always perturbed and upset, then it makes no sense, because what you will say is, one day I will be happy. One day I'll find peace. One day I'll know what I'm doing and I will be good. We enter into Skand 10, chapter 5. Another mother is in trouble. Bhagwat discourse, and we get to deal now with Krishna. We've been reading and preparing ourselves to hear Krishna discourse. We talk a lot about the art of listening, Bhagwat. But this evening, we go into his discourse. Please put your hand together, cover your hair, ladies. And I guess if this is your first session, you've missed out some stuff. But we have been talking about some people has come to pray and complain, perception again, or although things are not perfect, nothing is perfect, I could go and talk to my God like I get a chance. I get a chance to hold the Tariya to do the Arty. I get a chance to bring flowers. My flowers went in the mala around his neck. It is a chance. I'm happy to hear the drum playing, to be in the temple as compared to people who have to watch home. It's a chance, so I find joy in it. It's not labor, it's not work. Your attitude sometimes is damaging your prayer. Ask God to make you a better devotee. Dear God, as we are about to enter into Putna discourse, as we are about to hear the prayer, the cry of this mother, please, Shravanam, the art of listening to your glory, Darshanam, witnessing the worship. It is supposed, Bhagavad Dharma says, use the Bhagavad to rid yourself of the sin. If this becomes just a story, then there's no difference between coming and journeying here than watching it on television at home. Prabhu, may you allow me to enjoy the rus of this type of katha. It says the name of Krishna in the 12-syllable mantra. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 12-syllable mantra, not Om. Om is a separate mantra. The 12-syllable mantra, by chanting it, burns away janam after janam of sin. Dear God, after chanting and preparing ourselves, we've journeyed here, we walked here to listen to your pastimes. May you please allow me to remember, interpret, assimilate properly. Let's do our Sumiran, where you're asking him to give you the karma so that you could understand, listen, let you feel the Lord. We didn't come to play, Prabhu, but with your blessings I could pray. Give me the stability to do it. Redhi Sedhi Data Sedhi Sarana Varana Vadana Sumiro Bhalambar Madana Kadana Kelal Ko Ganapati Kripanidan Jnana Kami Ananda Bhavana Dehu Mohi Varadan Varano Bhasha Bhagwat Jai Shivananda Khan Bhutanata Bhavyaharana Bhakti Vishaya Nirvan Gauravadana Mangala Karana Jai 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 Jagadisha Sevata Shesha Maheshaja Mahimamita Veva Veda Veda Janata Rahe Rendi Siddhidata Siddhi Sarana Varana Varana Sumiro Varambar Madana Kadana Ke Lalako Sumiro Varambar Madana Kadana Ke Lalako Shri Vrindavan Bihari Lala Ki Jai. So we spoke about how God does know which body the soul going to get. I will make you a woman, I will make you a man based on the karmic load of the person. Just to recap, for who missed that part. The lady has a little more sin. Don't vex with Baba, it's true. If you watch the existence of the lady in puberty, in pregnancy, in senior age, menopause, she's in pain. She body can't find peace. Hormonally, she can't sleep. Heart rate, anxiety attack, short breath, depression. And even in the old age, she has trouble. But the man from young, middle age, old age, he's more or less stable. His diet doesn't change. He doesn't feel disgusted if he smells something when a child is being developed. He's normal. And that normalcy, that stability is a blessing. Ask any lady who is going through vertigo in that senior age. They can't sit down in a car, they can't stand up too fast. If they get off the bed too quick, they will feel to throw up, their body going all how. And it seems as if the medicine with all the different technology we have still cannot prescribe the tablet to fix that problem. In fact, you go from lady to lady, pregnancy change in terms of features, who have it bad, who have it not bad, menopause in the same breath. The lady's role is very, very different. He said, the lady, when she's born into the rule and the law and the name of she father. For example, your father don't cook with pepper, they all you learn how to cook that way. Those things that they like, how they clean. For example, imagine somebody don't have toilet manners. They don't know what is proper etiquette when they're eating by the table. That is what you learn. Home. When you get married now, if they do things different, they want pepper, they're doing it microwave style every day, you absorb that way, change your name and change your style. It is never really independent for the lady because she's always pegged against the father, then the husband, and then later on in life, the son is the one who will say, all right, let's go to the doctor. You want to go in that place? I will take you there. So in different ways, in different times, she's shouldered by other people. She's dependent by other people. Her prayer, it is different. In our last discourse, Aditi says to Kashyap, you are a very powerful man. Your father is Brahma. But you don't understand the cry I am crying because all my children are in trouble. Not one, but all. Yes, you are the father, but how much cry did you cry? How much blood you lost to make them? How much invested do you have? We talked about when the breast becomes blocked, how they use the bale picker with prayer to clear the nodule so that the milk could run. When that milk, which is needed for the child's immunity and strength, is being given, how much of your bone is inside that milk? So when you say you could understand what I am feeling, you could acknowledge and you could really appreciate the pain. Appreciate what? What you know. Give me the praise. My children in trouble. I need to pray to help them. And under that tone, she orders this man to teach her how to pray in order to get the help that her children need. When Vaman did come and get rid of Bali, the Indra and the Surya and this and that devatas were able to go back where they once were because of her prayer. Only that. We then talked about peacock feather. If you understand your Krishna, you understand why he does and why he is the way he is. For example, we all know Lord Vishnu has Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. You went in so many prayers, when your Pandit come home, entities be blowing his Shankha. But I don't understand why. I'm a Hindu, I worship a God. If you ask, the emblem of Vishnu is the Shankha. It have so much that is be happening with in front we in Pitya Puja. And if you don't understand, all it is we doing is listening to a story. So the question was, why did Yashoda Mata put that peacock feather on the head? Why is he decorated with this peacock feather? And the history of the peacock feather is what we did. In Valmiki's Ramayana, when Indra has to run and hide, he hid in a peacock. Long story short. And when he finished hide down, he get away from trouble. He jump out and he says, on your feather from today, because you do this service for me. You save me today. From today onwards, the eye, the dark circle of Lord Vishnu will be on your feather. And wherever your feather is placed, bad people, bad things, loose spirit, etc. will be pushed away. Bad energy, this is why we did jari with this. If a person working in an office, you will see the person may not have a Lord Vishnu Murti, but they will get some kind of adoration, maybe the physical feather, and they'll put it up in the business place, in the office, whatsoever, where different religion, different race may not understand a Murti, like a government office. You can't put up a Murti of Lord Krishna, but I can put a feather or a piti framed with a feather, and you'll get the same blessing. Let us enter now, where Vasudeva is coming to meet Nanda to talk about the birth. He hears that there's a child in the house of Nanda and Yashoda. Rohini is also there. And these two friendly people talk to one another. Shiva Om, Hari Om, Shakti Om, Narayanaya Krishnaya, Narayanaya Krishnaya, Paramatmaya Namo Namah.
Narayanaya Krishnaya, Paramatmaya Namo Namah.
Vishwa Prata Pravishastam Idam Prashchita Prajayati Prajajanayeta Padyatam Drishtva Ye Sansaryata Narayanaya Krishnaya
Paramatmaya Namo Namah.
Narayanaya Krishnaya
Paramatmaya Namo Namah.
Vasudeva tells Nanda, he says, in this world, a good friend with all that we have going on is like two logs sailing down a river. And by chance, by the will of fate, these two logs get to meet, they get to mix, they get to hit each other just by the current of that river. For a little while we interact, and then quickly we have to go our own way. This conversation is happening when he comes to the home to rest down the baby. He says, oh brother, how fortunate that a child has come to your house. Nanda, you have been waiting for children for so long. You have been childless for so long. Now your age is very advanced and hope was dwindling. And with the blessing of the Lord, look, it's you, children has come. I'm happy for you, my friend. May you please help me in this endeavor. Let's hear what he says. Brataye sutta kincharcha sahabhavaye dvijaye Arty tatpar bhavanti bhavayatam palahi palanaye Naya Krishnaya
Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Narayanaya Krishnaya, Paramatmaya
Many people think that Balaram is the son of Nanda. Verse 27, chapter 5, Skand 10. Oh brother, does my son Balaram, who regards you to be his father, and you dearly fondle him, you play with him, you and your wife, is he doing well? Does he get along with his mother? In this place is in Braj, does he listen to his Balaram mother? Who is he talking about? This is where, if sometimes people get this tied up. Rohini is not the wife of Nanda. Bhagwat explains that Rohini is left to live with Nanda because Nanda and Vasudeva are friends. Why is Vasudeva going by Nanda with Krishna? Because two of them are two partners, and Vasudeva hid Rohini there because of the child that she had, and they don't want Kans to kill the child. He is with Devaki in the jail said Vasudeva had more than one wife. Rohini belongs to him, and because Balaram was his son, they had to hide. They went to the house of Nanda and Yashoda, and whilst living there, Rohini is like a sister to Nanda, and just like a father. Is that child listening to his mother? Remember, for those people that never heard that, verse 27. Paushanaye vrateyati sadhuye bhavati tesham kalishesha trivratyapi kalpataye naye yahi. Come on everybody.
Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah.
If the three out of four goals of this life, dharma, arth, calm, it is listed that one develops with their kith and kin, their family. But if distress comes to that family, what happiness could be found? If one branch of the family is going through distress, how could the other half of the family be celebrating? For this reason, you look at relatives. Gerbrand tell you that. If you want to know the person who is dying or dead, if they are saintly or a sinner, look at the family. If the person is surrounded by people who, oh God, how I go live if you die? How I go live without your pension check? How I go live? How does Kurta go end if you are dead? Then I'm studying myself. That's selfishness. You're not family. You don't have family. You have acquaintances, people you know, but nobody better than anybody else, because all you are, sit down, all you are, you have become a useful worker. Bring and put, cook and put, bring the money and put, bring gold and put, bring, that's all you are. But the blessed person, the family may have tears in their eyes, but I will do what I have to do to help that person. I may be hungry or fasting for these 10 days, but I will do what I have to do for that person. That is relatives. Oh Nanda, then a person knows the sweetness of family life. Nanda Baba, come back dancing. Aho Deva, Devaki Putra, Kansavaho Hitayate, Deva Drishta Vrajaye Kanya, Satvi Dehi Tam, Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya
Namo Namah.
Narayanaya Krishnaya
Paramatmaya Namo Namah.
He says, oh friend, many of your sons, it's true, many of your sons, many of them that were born to Devaki have been killed by Kans. Only that little girl survived, but she left as well. She left you there. She's gone. I hope you understand what happened here. This is the conversation after the night when they meet. This is not Janamashmi night. This is not when the water was flooding and he had the basket on his head. This is a conversation that happened after. This is when Kans is already dead and he's asking about how the children grew. He's asking about the past tense. When you hear about Putna and you hear about the cart and the bison and the bird and all these things, you are hearing from a perspective of the past. Vasudeva is listening about his children, what went on whilst I was locked up in that jail. Please tell me, a lot of time is not there. Tell me what went on. He says, how unfortunate, friend, that she left you too. It is definite that people in this world have not seen pain and suffering like what you do. It is so cruel that destiny would give you this type of fortune, if you call it fortune. A person is blessed with a son, but are they cursed to see that son's blood? You saw it so many times. I pray that you never have to see that type of pain again. Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Oh, I made a mistake. What happened here? Nanda, who is in charge of Gokul, came to pay the tax. And whilst in the city of Mathura, he comes to look for Vasudeva. Vasudeva is still in the jail, but he's asking, how are they faring? He tells him, did you do the prayer for them? Did you do the sanskar, Jat sanskar? He says, only then would a father get the blessing if the sanskar is being done. Karna Veda, when they puncture in the ears. Mundan sanskar, when they cut in the hair. Anaprasana sanskar. He says, I sent Garg. Garg is the Pandit who gives Krishna. You are Keshava, you are Krishna, you are Sham Sundar, you all these things. And he tells Nand that this one will love and learn to play with Balram. That Sheshnag incarnated as Balram and Vishnu Bhagwan is here as Krishna. Learn to see the power of the Lord, O Nand. He says, did you remember when Garg said all those things to you? Be alert when you have good, when you have attractive, when you have these type of power. Believe it, O Nand, trouble and envy is coming. When you are reading and you hear the word envy and jealousy, after you hear about what Parikshit is saying, that in envy, wherever I have a house or people hungry for what other people have, people work hard and they get their business or they get their education and they have money. It is not a bad thing to be successful. But when somebody sit down and they're dribbling over where you work hard for, you see how they start to behave different and they start to get stupid and they start to say things that make them look so ridiculous. Where does that change come from? That is where Kali Yuga lives. That is what Parikshit told them. He says, be aware of people that are envious. Go, my friend, your taxes are paid. Go quick, don't stay here. Don't tarry here, go. Because I don't want them to know my son lives in your house. Sukdev Goswami speaks. Let's hear it. Nanda Pritavachaye Shaudav Mritya Mrityave Vachane Atam Hari Janam Sharanam Mrityate Vijayatam Ye Karani Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. Whilst going home, back to Gokul now. Nanda is thinking about the words of Vasudeva. Why did he warn me about jealousy? Why did he warn me about envy? You didn't talk about enemy with knife and daggers. You didn't talk about the soldiers. You didn't talk about the attack of Kans. You talked about envy and jealousy. Sukdev Goswami is talking to Parikshit, Raja Parikshit, whilst a blade cannot hide. The nature of the blade, the sharpness of the blade, it could only be one way. A weapon, a tool that will extract blood. It cannot pretend to be something else. But envy and jealousy will hide in plain sight. They will pretend to be friends. They will pretend to be genuine. They will pretend to be honest. They will pretend to love. They will pretend to be a brother. They will pretend to be a supporter. They will pretend to be straightforward. But what is a knife? The same knife in a different hand will be a tool in the kitchen. But the knife in the hand of an envious person could extract your life. Anything in that person's hand becomes such a weapon. Thinking like this, Nanda is slowly making his way back to the little boy that is waiting home. This little boy is giving good trouble. He is showing the mother all types of wondrous events. But who is truthfully, who is his target? Who is getting the blessing? To understand this part, this discourse, where you hear Yashoda and Krishna's Leela, you have to understand how Krishna Leela finished. And that is not given in Bhagwat. That is given in Bhagwat Puran, Krishna Khan, where it is time for him to get ready to leave the earth. Remember that Durvasa Katha we did the other day, where he bathes with the Gobar. Lord Shiva incarnates as Durvasa Rishi. Durvasa Rishi is the one who causes Sri Ram to give up the Janam. Lakshman dies because of that form. Krishna is tested by Durvasa Rishi. And he says, if you bathe in the Gobar, a mixture of Gobar and some other things, I will bless you. And Krishna did do it. Rukmini does it. But when it was done, just in front of Durvasa Rishi, he takes off the shoe. And when he took off the shoe, the slipper that he had, just by the ankle, the shoe take the Gobar, but not the foot. The foot didn't get it, was clean. He says, oh Krishna, what you do, boy, now that part of your body, that charan, that ankle, is your weakness. So when in Bhagwat now you're here, when, you know, in Ramayana, Sri Ram had to hide in the bush, long story short, to shoot Bali. Do you remember that? Sugriv had a brother named Bali, and they're fighting, and Sri Ram had to pull in secret that bow and arrow and fire. And when Bali's life is getting ready to leave, just like how this Bali today in Bhagwat is going, Sri Ram comes to give him the Ashirvad that your soul will be mine, not to be reborn. Adok Saja, you are not coming back. I give you that promise. He says, I will have to come back. Don't take my soul permanent yet. You should not, you is Mahavishnu, you should have not hidden and fight me. You are a Kshatri. How could you, like a enemy, like a spy, do this? How is this fear? With my valor, with my power, with my strength, if you had fought me, I would have destroyed you. You are Vishnu, and I would have pinned you to the ground. But knowing my valor and my strength now, you have to take me from the hidden, the unrighteous method. That cannot be. You will have to pay for that. This moment where you have to pay for it is coming. What does Krishna do? He runs from Dwarka, he reaches back to Gokul. And he says, Ma, I cannot let you see what is coming. She said, what coming? The end of Krishna Leela, Ma. It's time for me to go back. It is time for me to leave. But if you see me go through that, you will suffer, you will grieve. This is where he tells Radha, take all the people from Gokul, Vrindavan, the hills of Govardhan. He says, take them and go now to Golok. Leave with them now and do not allow them to experience the pain of seeing me pass. Because in retrospect, when he does destroy the entire Yadhu family and the entire of Dwarka breaks off and goes into the water, Balaram is already dead. Balaram is gone. And it warns him, when you were Ram, I was Lakshmana, I was younger and I had to listen to you. But I told you when we come again, I'm coming as big brother. This time, organize yourself and do not stay here needlessly. Your work is done. And when Balaram said this, he made preparation to go. When Vasudeva and Devaki, the same Vasudeva, hears that his boy is dead with grief, Devaki and Vasudeva fall down dead, according to Bhagwat. Kunti dies. Yudhishthira wants he gives up the throne to Parikshit. They cannot bear the suffering for two reasons. He is no longer there, and when his foot lifts off the earth, Kali Yuga pain, pressure is coming. And Yudhishthira is running from that. So to understand how much he would bless and give this Yashoda. Yashoda she's the focal point of many research and study for people who study religion. Because you are telling me Krishna is the Lord of this universe and he has the ability to focus on one person. And who is Yashoda? Yashoda is a housewife. She's not no sadhu, she's not no saint. She's a housewife that has a living, breathing husband. And she has chores, she has duties to do. And Krishna is pulling at her dress tail constantly. Don't do that, do this. Don't watch that, watch me. Don't focus on them, focus on me. Constantly. She cannot do nothing. This lady is being dragged. Let's hear what happens as trouble is coming for Yashoda. Guru is telling Parikshit in the city of Mathura, they were planning when Durga jumps up on Janamashmi night and she says, oh fool, your destroyer is born and he's growing and he's living, he's waking up this morning in Gokul. He's healthy and happy. They made the decision in their ministry, in their court, that every demoness will use illusionary method. Don't go with the army, don't go with all the weapons. Dress up and look sweet, look genuine, and get into their house and spray them with poison. Kill them. Do not let one boy live. This is why Balaram and all is hiding. When Kans is ready for this impending calamity, he calls on a very powerful demoness named Putna. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam, Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam, Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam, Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam, Jai Sam Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam, Jai Sam Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Kansena prahitye ghora, Putna Putna bhalatam, Dechini shishuye yascha, Nidhan Nidhan potaye kala, Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam, 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 Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam, Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Nayatra Shravandiniyetam, Rokshadhyayani Svakarmasu, Varshkyate Satye Yatam, Bahurya Chadana Satrahe, Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam, Jaya Bhole Baba
sharanam.
Jai Bole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jai Bole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab sharanam.
Kant knows who is powerful in his kingdom. And he surrounded himself with people who have mastered the art of Vashikaran, Maran mantras, Daikini and Shaktini and different types of prayer that give people illusionary powers, unholy powers, but the influential powers that when they talk, nobody else must bark, nobody else must react, nobody must condemn, criticize, nobody must want to strike. You know, when some people talk, everybody else, that sometimes come in an unnatural way. He calls on Putna, who has this very ugly, scary, her body is marked and disfigured. She has come with karma from her previous birth and she does not learn. She is amassing karma to go into the next one. She prides herself in all the dark arts that she has learned and she wants to know more. Be mindful. It doesn't mean this person don't pray. It's what they're praying for. When somebody says you're a demonic person, Ravan, Kans, name it, everybody had Yagna. Everybody was doing puja. But in this example, pay attention to how they pray, what they're praying for, what they want. She says, give me the power of illusion. Give me the power and the appearance that when I call upon to captivate as an ogress, hide my physical spirit, my physical form, but let my potent spirit be able to captivate, kill, destroy my target. He says, go and hunt. And if you find the person we're looking for, the life, the blood, the body, all of it is yours. Do as you will. Eat, drink. You have to drink the blood when you're doing some types of these type of worship. Drink it. Offer the life into in your type of worship. You want to do it, you could have it. You have my authority. Hunt for these little children. And when you are ready, destroy them. Maranam is a type of spiritual attack. It's a fancy word. Not Maranam, Maran. Maran is when you wake up in the morning and you're seeing scrape mark, black mark, teeth mark on your body. And you cannot, between you, maybe your spouse, you cannot explain how did that get there. And somebody says like something living with you, something touching you, something scraping with you. And you pay attention. Pundits will give you different things to put around your bed. The simple blacktail, pushgrass, the basma from Gayatri How, and different things are tried to rid your body and the place of this type of possession. This is a person who is practicing this type of rite, this type of unrested, evil worship. And she's happy with herself. She prides that she could do it. And she goes to hunt innocence. She goes to hunt children. She does not have a problem. She is not threatened by this little child. But she is taking medicine for other people's sickness. And she enjoys what? Seeing innocents suffer. You have to be missing compassion. If somebody say, kill that, and you enjoying, kill that, then something wrong with you. This is why she's referred to a demoness, an ogress, because she feeds on innocence. Please understand the heart and mind of the personality that we are describing. Let's hear what Guruji is telling Parikshit. Parikshit is sitting quite attentive. Kala kala chaprayate Vaiswargayena Vishayatam Sundari Sundari Vrajayati Vrajayati Kandayatam Jaya Bole Baba Tab Sharanam Jaya Bole Baba Tab Sharanam Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. This witch, potent witchcraft, learning how to use funeral dirt, different types of method of prayer. She's versed and versatile in it. She's now weighing as she's going from village to village, and this pestilence is eating and damaging children. She has now reached to go cool. None the wiser, the adults are busy doing their job and the children are running helter-skelter. She's now dressed, and with her witchcraft. Now this is long before makeup, but I guess you could equate that witchcraft on the same footing. Do something and look totally different. Not the same person now, hiding your true features, using prayers to do it, and not Esther Lodi. She comes into it, dressed with parijat flowers and jasmine flowers, the flowers of Lord Vishnu on her body well developed, shapely, wearing the best clothes, looking very attractive. The radiance her body is issuing is captivating male and female as she is passing Sitaram. Captivating each person, and she's walking. And what did these people living in this village think? Watch how we just judge. When people talk about judging, when people, do you think it's only bad? Let me go here. Bole Baba Tab Sharana,
Jai Bole Baba Tab Sharana,
Jaya Bole Baba Tab Sharana,
Jai Bole Baba Tab Sharana,
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharana,
Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharana.
Putna is coming as an evil spirit to harvest their children, their babies. But sometimes the devil comes in a beautiful form. People judge the book by the cover, and they think this person is so nice, they look so good, they could never be bad. They could never have bad intention. But Guruji says under the biggest fire, the most attractive flame has the most darkest, hottest ash that is possible. This evil spirit is geared and is only looking for one thing, innocence, and her red bloodshot eyes hidden now under the spell of Vashikaran mantras like a sleeping serpent. She's being mistaken for the healthy rope that a person could climb, but their hands are being wrapped around a venomous snake that has entered each one of their house. She goes by all their homes. Is this your baby? Is this your child? Petting and playing and touching and even blessing. Because she's not seeing the child she wants. But when she went to the home, in the home where Yashoda and Rohini are living, these two are so busy with their job, they're so distracted that this enemy of life is holding their children and they are not seeing it. Bole Baba Tab Sharana,
Jai 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 Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharana,
Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharana.
Remember when we were reading where the menstrual cycle comes from, why we do certain things? When you see people going to offer the Ganesh Murti in the sea, feel sorry for them. Remember, you don't do Dashkatra 10 days by the sea. It has certain prayers you don't go by the sea for because of what is in Bhagwat. Vritha says when he's dead, Indra has to atone, and he says, I can't take this wrath alone. Let 1/4 go to the earth. The earth is Mother Earth. How come you have places that are barren? Nothing could grow here. How? Because 1/4 of the sin caused the earth to dry up, forming places like a desert, forming where it's hard to grow. Nothing could come. That is why people pray on certain pieces of land, bless here to grow, bless the crop to come. bless the water to take another quarter of this sin. And there now the suds and the soaps and the bubbles that came with the water made it unclean. The third one, bless the plants to have another quarter of this sin. That trees that have the sap oozing out of it will become unclean and is not to be used in Hawan. This is why if somebody says to you, pitch pine is not to be used in Hawan, this is where it comes from. This is why we love Madar flowers for Lord Shiva, but you cannot use Madar tree for Hawan. It looks nice, it might, I guess, make sense to cut the tree and put it to burn, but it is not every tree. When you are doing, I think tomorrow is Ganesh Chout. When you are doing Ganesh Chout and you see somebody say use green bamboo for the Hawan and take the bamboo, when you have psoriasis, take that basma and using Ganesh, pass it on your skin, and where you have a problem, that problem will lift. Remove of obstacles, in other words. Bamboo has better benefit because the wood you are using has potency, but not all is appropriate. And the fourth place he says, I'm sharing this weight is the woman. Not all female, not all life, not everything God made has a menstruation. But woman in the human species had it because of this. Now, she is coming from house to house. And when she reaches the house of Yashoda, like a serpent coming slowly, what does the snake? Why do people who born under, I can't remember the dates, forgive me, they use for Scorpio. Why is Scorpio emblem a scorpion? Because the scorpion by trait dazzles you with beauty. The eyes are so captivating that you don't see this stinger coming from you over your head. You don't expect the temper, you don't expect the behavior, you don't see it coming. These are people that are being conceived in this Falgun month, in the February time, and they are born with certain traits, just like everybody else. There are traits for Capricorn, there are traits, just like how the Capricorn head hard, and they like to both guy-wise a goat, sometimes an alligator. Each one have a symbolism. In this case, Putna is just like that scorpion. She comes very attractive, looks very good on paper, a lot of recommendations, highly placed, but a snake nonetheless. Yashoda says, yes, Devi, are you Lakshmi incarnate? Are you a goddess that has come to my house? Let's hear what Guruji says. Bole Baba Tab Sharanam Jai 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 Sam Dada Shiva Tab Sharanam Jai Sam Dada Shiva Tab Sharanam. You and I are listening to this discourse today, but who is watching the Leela unfold? Who is the person laughing hard by himself to see what Lord Vishnu is doing? Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is the one when the Katha with that Vrita and Vishwarupa, where this menstruation come from. When Chitraketu, the same demon in his previous birth, laughed at Lord Shiva, insulted him, says, what kind of hermit, what's in the napit here? You want to sit down with a little bit of clothes. You don't want to comb your hair, let it come out like matted lock. You want to do jap whole day, but now you're holding lady on your lap. What kind of hermit are you? Who are you trying to fool? And laugh for the whole self. Who are you trying to fool? And Devi get vexed, boy. The lady get vexed and she say, you're talking like a demon, be born as a demon. Lord Shiva did not get vexed. Lord Shiva says, your time. My boy, Lord Vishnu is playing a Leela with you. You are getting caught up and you are about to go through something that in the end you will benefit, but you are about to learn a lesson. I get to sit. Lord Shiva is never the main actor in the story. Lord Vishnu had to earn the right. You ever wonder how come in all we texts, Lord Vishnu is the one of all the devatas had to incarnate, where we talk about nursing, Vaman, Ram, Krishna, Kalki, everything is Vishnu, 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 Vishnu. When they were doing the Yagna the first time, they wanted to find out who is the main devata in all the Yagna. the Yagya Devta, the Yagya person that every Yagya Karta, the person doing the Yag must worship. So they get the Pandit and they tell the Pandit, go and interview Brahma, Shiva, Vishnu and choose one. Now summarizing for you. Went to Brahma and Brahma was so caught up making and creating. The Pandit say, you know what? You ain't gonna make sense. You will always be creating and you ain't gonna listen to the prayer of the person doing the puja. You ain't the person, stop. Go on to look for Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva is so busy playing with Kartik, Ashok Sundari, the other children that he had, 8 in total. He says, you too busy with Goddess Parvati playing and having a time with children. You're too involved. What? Looking at the creation. Where is he always in job? Why? Because he's seeing. They tell you the universe is on the tip of the hair, on the root of Lord Vishnu's hand. One hair root holds one universe. And he gets like in a movie theater, watching the show. That is his joy. Sitting smiling, he doesn't sit down serious. He's seeing something and he's so amazed that he becomes consumed with it. That when he sees the Lord work unfolding, where me and you could only see this, because he could see the whole picture. Truly the Brahman, truly the understanding of Brahman is there. He says, you are getting caught up in the Leela of Vishnu and he's about to work here. When Putna is going, he says, oh, today is your day. Today is your moment. You're about to meet your Maker. And you are going to get the salvation that we all want, but we cannot access. Nishkalye charaye yati, yati sthiti par Vasudeva, Keshascha Putnayekam, Jivan Mukta Nirguna Rupa, Jaya Bole Baba Tab Sharna. Jaya Bole Baba Tab Sharna. Jaya Bole Baba Tab Sharna. Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharna. Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharna. Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharna. Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai. She says, I am not a goddess, but I am good. Dear sister, Putna talking, dear sister Yashoda, would you share your blessing with me? It says the purpose of the female is to nourish the young. So God has given to her breasts that bring forward the milk that is extracted from her skeletal system, forming this liquid that is nourishing the body. I feel so moved. I feel so emotional at the sight of this little boy and his brother. One dark, one fair. Would you permit me to feed them? I don't know how milk is coming from my body. I'm not in that way. But please, would you allow me to hold them to my chest so that I could have this moment, this blessing? Guruji says, Parikshit, what she was saying is true. That the person who has the entire womb, because there are people who are born looking female, but they do not have the apparatus inside their belly in a complete form, unfortunately. For that reason, when people are doing Tarpan, Yagna coming, and they're doing Tarpan, you will hear one of the offering is for women that are unable to have a pregnancy, hold the pregnancy, their body keep miscarrying, and they cannot get this child. But they are born in the female frame. So you get the punishment, but you never get the blessing of this female frame. She says, I am not in that way and I don't know that joy. Would you share your joy with me? And as you know, she puts herself holding the baby. Krishna takes it. Not like these children in this temple. ball and throw down if you go too close to them. This child, knowing what is happening, allows himself to be picked up, allows his head to be reclined. Her breast is exposed. The poison that is on the breast is not visible to the human eye, but Krishna knows what he is being offered. Vyas says, do you think this is the only time somebody is offering poison to the Lord? How you could do that? How you go and offer Christian poison to your mouth? But believe it or not, many people have poison in their heart, and you're telling them, take me. Offer me a drop of water, a fruit, a leaf, whatever. Offer me, I go take it, you go take it. Where you get faith is a different story. This is a person who was praying too. She have a history. But poor thing doesn't understand the equipment God gave you was to bring nourishment, bring and sustain life. As a woman, this is your role. This is what you are supposed to do. Only a mother could feed she child. Your body is being sacrificed through the milk so that another body, physical body, could be maintained. For this reason, when the lady going on the funeral day, the son is the person that shaves his head for the funeral, and the second thing, he lifts the box to put that box, if it could, on the shoulder to strain the muscle. That mommy, from your bone, from your body, you made milk, and that milk gave me the marrow, the strength that I have. Who I am started off with your colostrum, with your strength. If I let you go and I do not pay you back, I will always owe you. And contrary to belief, you cannot owe anybody in this life. You strive to pay back every kindness, every advice, every love, even parents. When you pay back your mother in that moment, when you live, I take the same muscle and bone you give me, and I am going to strain, to lift, to take you now where you are to where you need to be so that your anteshti sanskar could be completed. I pay you back, mommy. When you're paying back your father, when people have features like the father, if you ever hear somebody say, you say that just like your father, boy, you remind me of that man. That feature, that character, that identity, the principle you live with, the way you just pray, how you do things. I am paying back this man for that example and imprint in who I am. He says, in the same way that monster of a man, Vrita, who we now talk about, with the sharing up of the sin, in the same way Vrita was standing and he's ready for Vishnu, based on his previous birth, he remembers everything. And when all the soldiers wanted to run, he said, what people are running to get, you are running from. You get to meet with the Lord and he's ready to take you. And now you're going to run. He spreads his hands on that battlefield and he says, if I have to fight you to get this Jivan Mukti, I am doing it. And in that day is where he started to shoot the arrow and he cut off one hand, he cut off the other hand, he cut off the foot, and the monster comes down in size. The reason he was that monstrous giant form is because of how much pride and false pride. When you feel you know it all, you are all, you're better than, from the time you start there, you're better than, you're talking crazy. Because in the second breath, you'll say, God live here, there, everywhere. God lives in everybody, Sitaram, everybody. But I am better, God better here than God over there. You're contradicting yourself. If you look at here texture, money in pocket, and you think God better here than God over there, you're getting confused. You're getting tied up. And when people get it right about that, they understand that equality and equanimity in God's creation is important to understand God. That is what people call God realization. You're now understanding God. All the time you was fooling yourself because you truly believe God only lives in a murti that you have. Some people feel God only lives in their Saraswati murti. God only lives in India. God only understands Hindi. He's locked. Google Translator is better than God, because Google Translator could switch into any language. But my God, you have to talk with a Hindi accent, because I don't talk Hindi and Sanskrit, but I have to talk like I could, and then God go understand me. Krishna was ready for this person. And when he was ready for her, Parikshit, and he latched on to her bosom, and he starts to pull, he took the poison. This is where I'll find me. So I wouldn't spit it out. I go take it. He takes the poison. And because that is what you're offered in your prayer, the quality of your offering makes a difference. The quality of your gift, the purity of your gift makes a difference. The content of your gift makes a difference. A simple example for you to understand that, imagine we were doing Durga Puja home by you, and one of your children bring a coconut that's rotten inside, dry, hard, nothing, and the other one had water, flourishing, able to grow, fertile. And I'm offering, which one will give me more outcome or benefit? The fertile one, the living one, the grain that has life in it, that one. In the same way, you want to offer me a poor gift, I'll take the poor gift. What you'll get in it, I don't know. And because the poison that she was given would have caused suffering to a typical child. Think about the stomach pain when somebody drinks. In different time in my life, I had to go to the hospital for people when they drink Gramazone. And I pray that you never have that experience, to witness the pumping of the stomach. How the Gramazone cuts their tongue. Sharply cut. You never see a tongue, like if I take a razor blade and I jag it up so. The throat, the stomach bag, and they're bawling for help, and there's no ease. Pregnancy, it might have waves of pain. This is constant pain. He starts to pull, and he says, because the poison causes suffering, you're going to suffer now. No delay. All your sin is going to come out. You're not going to born back and come back. We're not going to do that long period. You're going to get it short and swift. Prepare to suffer. If somebody asks, think about it. If God make everybody, how come some people suffer? Maybe your karma, maybe how you think, maybe how you do, maybe how you treat people. Think about this. You're coming out of high-low, and a different race, little boy, come and say, Auntie, I could get doubles, please. And inside of you, me, you have come from mankind. Hard luck. Me, I have no money today, son. Nobody ever know the truth. Nobody ever know where you do. Chances are you forget. But one day, for causing that child to be hungry, and you could have, God gave you the ability to help. God was ready to put his hand inside of you and work you like a puppet to solve that child problem. And you choose to have prejudice and racial, but God lives in everybody. The hypocrisy causing that pain and that suffering, that is why sometimes our body just be painful. It didn't come from nowhere. It's something you do. When you start to go through hardship and suffering, ask yourself, what did I do? Another day we could discuss where that is coming from. Putna, Krishna is saying, because you offer me poison, get ready to feel the burn of poison. And from the nipple, the areola, going up into her chest, where the nodules are hooked with nerves to the different portion of her shoulder, her neck, where the different arteries, he started to pull. And with the pull, he couldn't stop. You didn't know where to turn, how to get this off of me. Why is my hair burning? Why is my feet feeling as if it is being strained? It was as if Vrita was being cut all over again. It was as if this pain is not supposed to be so stretching all over my body. It was supposed to pain in one place, in one part of my body, but I'm feeling my entire skin on fire. Parikshit, when the tree is cut and it is fell, only where the blade, where the axe hit, There where the phloem and the xylem, where these passages are, where the cut is made, there is where the pain is going to be felt. But in this person, the nerve pain was shooting. And there was no way to break the stimulus of that pain. It was none. It was not ending. It was not stopping. And Krishna was pulling. And in this pulling, all the sin, all the corruptive things, all the children she harmed, damaged, because of different reasons, but you enjoyed harming children. You enjoyed eating the children that were still within the womb of the mother. You laughed and you smiled as women held their bellies and bawled. And now I want you to roar. I want you to yell, oh demoness. Cry out the same way those women bawled when what was given to them in blessing, you took it upon yourself to rub them. From her nostrils, blood started to stream. From her breast, blood started to come. And Krishna would not let go. From the corner of her eyes, blood started to come out. She gets up in a frenzy, and she is moving, but she cannot get him off of her. That when he locked on, he did not let loose. And as he is pulling not only karma, not only the history of this person, he starts to pull all the maya, all the power, all her abilities, all her witchcraft, all that she had amassed. When people go and they do the different type of offering in the fire, and they put, just like what you do when you offer ghee, and you pass your hand over the fire and you ask God, please recharge my aura, charge me up with vitality. This one was charging up with unrighteousness and potency to fool people, to rob people, to take from people. And now without that witchcraft, without that energy around the aura, because she's dying, the aura, watch your pity. And you see the glow around the head, the artist is showing you the aura. Imagine slowly the life is getting pulled out, painfully but pulled out. And the aura like a bulb gets dull and dull until dead. Let's hear what happens as Krishna is ready for his child. But when you walk like a parent, remember in Hinduism we don't have a devil. It's unfair. It would have been nice if we had a devil. The devil would have been the bringer of bad and God would have been the bringer of good. But Hinduism, the mother, the Durga, the father, is just like you and I. When you're the parent and the child do good and just reward the child, you cutting cake, making the best meal, wherever they want, you gain them that time. You want PlayStation, I gain you that too. But when they disappoint you, when they hurt you, when they let you down, the same parent picks up the best belt and goes to work. Nobody says she's a bad parent for that. That time, people will compliment you. You're such a disciplinarian. You're so straightforward. You're so strict. You're seeing. You have vision. You want that child grow straight. I admire your parenting. Good job. And Hindu God is the same thing. Christian is being a disciplinarian now. He catch the person he wanted. Her time was here. Let's hear what happened. फूलों में सज रही है, फूलों में सज रही है श्री वृंदावन बिहारी, और साथ सज रही है विश्ववान के दुलारी, बल्लातस्य ही है कृत ये कृति निगाह से, गोलोक स्थिति पर है पूर्णा यही अदा से, ब्रज है मुक्ति पर को समहे भला निगाह से, फूलों में सज रही है when the light was coming and the light is going out, Krishna is smiling because he's saying, come back to me, you blind, you stupid person. I gave you 60 years. I give you time. I give you everything you asked for. And this is where you reach. This is how you come. And you're coming back to me like this. You're coming back to me now. I come for you myself. And by my touch, by my Vardhan, be clean. Putna doesn't suffer like me and you for long. Putna doesn't have to born back with one eye missing, one ear there working, with one joint there working to lose a limb. Not like me and you. The entire history of her karma is washed pure by the touch of Krishna. But with the pain, she takes all the hair now, everything gets wild. She takes the original form. Radhe, 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 Govinda, Radhe, 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 Radhe,
Govinda Radhe, Gopal Radhe, Govinda Radhe, Gopal Radhe, 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 Govinda Radhe, 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 Govinda Radhe, Govinda Radhe, Gopal Radhe, Govinda Radhe, Gopal Radhe, Govinda Radhe, Gopal Radhe, Govinda Radhe, Gopal Radhe, 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 Govinda Radhe, 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 Govinda Radhe.
Krishna made her take her original form. Gomutra, the urine of the cow. When she's dancing and moving out, flinging and trying to get him off like something biting this soft, this sensitive part of your body. Put yourself in that part. It was time for she to come home. People scorn the cow. Crazy Hindu people believe in some part of Hinduism and reject some part. You want an example? I love Saraswati, I love Lakshmi, but I hate Kali Mata. I love the cow, I bow to the cow, I don't eat beef. But when I hear that the cow, 5 things, Panchagavya, have the purifying effect, so I bathe in milk, I bathe in dahi, I bathe in ghee. Where's your adu? Gobar, like how Lord Krishna had the bathing Gobar and Gaumutra, the urine. Krishna was ready for her, and she wouldn't do this. She wasn't ready for it. But just as when you go for the funeral, and you just bathe the body in the morning, where is bathed for? And the people don't scrub it with brush and soap and whatever. You're supposed to be bathing with the 5 things from the cow to prepare it to go back to God. He takes her to the shed where all the cow is, as she's in pain and she's running and she's trying to pull he off, he pulling on. And when she, in this kind of crazy dance she bounces into the cow. If you ever do go down and you're waiting to catch a little bit of this cow urine, good luck. You're going to be seen now next to the cow, you might get mashed. You're going to be with that bucket trying to catch this thing, and it's very hard to do. All of them start to release the urine. And when she fall on the ground and she rolling in the gobar and she taking the bath under which with the dust and the mixed gobar in the mud from the cow shed, the gaushala, the urine falling on she to bathe she, and Krishna is there to anoint the different portion part, private and public part of she body. She didn't realize what was happening, but whilst life is within the body, she was getting she mukti. Govinda Radhe, Gopal Radhe,
Govinda Radhe, Gopal Radhe,
Govinda Radhe, Gopal Radhe,
Govinda Radhe, Gopal Radhe,
Radhe, Radhe, Radhe, Govinda Radhe,
Radhe, Radhe, Radhe, Govinda Radhe.
गोपाल संसार बोलो के ये तम ये ना करया पृथ्वी ये हम ते कल्याण है बालक जीवन तृतीया कुंभी का नारायण Radhe, 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 Govinda Radhe.
Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe.
Radhe, 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 Govinda Radhe.
Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe.
Radhe, 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 Govinda Radhe. Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. In this bathing ceremony that Krishna gave to Putna, rolling in that gobar just as Krishna would do when he grows up, to get the Vardhan of Lord Shiva in that final battle in the city of Dwarka between Krishna and all his sons. Please remember, we will deal with it on Saturday. But when you hear how Lord Shiva comes as the son of Krishna in the form of Samba, the one who caused the end. Remember, Lord Shiva always brings an end to the form of Lord Vishnu. He does it in Ram, he does it in Narsingh. When Narsingh was vexed, Lord Shiva has to take a form where he has wing and he's flying and they fight. They did not want to leave the earth. And in Krishna Leela, Samba is born to cause corruption. He says that the mantras here, when you hear Pandits are chanting, when people have different type of ailment, when people have different type of sorrow, when they are praying for different type of change in their life, Bhagwat is read. Let me say, for example, people have been offering pig blood, hog blood, and it is affecting the male lifespan in their family. The family name is dying off. The person is told to listen to Bhagwat, conduct Bhagwat, feed in a Bhagwat for 3 or 5, depending on how much people is dying. In the Bhagwat, the person prepares themselves by bathing in different ways. We've been talking about making the altar, making the bedi out of different material, such as Payo Brat. In that bedi, for example, the dirt from Gaya, Nandi brought back the dirt from that place, where just by doing Shraddha in that area of India, because of Gaya, the demon, you get mukti. And we bought it and we put it there because of that. And the person used this type of material, Medi Ajja, Medi Mahiman, Medi Yagyadev, Medi Hayagriv, Medi Keshava, the Isha, the names and the mantras for this type of prayer, where you want to be like Putna and let God wash your resume, your history, your log of all your karma, known and unknown to other people, secret deceptive thoughts, things you said with your mouth, things you do with your hand, why it is offered the till in the Havan Kun. By bathing with the cow urine or Gau Mutra. Gau Mutra is sold in puja stores too, but under that name, Gau for cow, Mutra for urine. If a person takes this and bathe with it and then do their puja, in properly preparing themselves, the blessing, don't study the pain, the blessing that Putna get is what you're praying for. May the son of Prishni, in this mantra that is used, may the son of Prishni protect my understanding as I'm about to do the worship of Govind. May he protect my mind that I could hold the concentration, the equilibrium when I'm going to do this type of prayer. Don't let anything come to perturb me, upset me, distract me. Don't let anybody. Do you know why when you're doing puja, the Pandit is telling you don't go on your phone? Now we have phones, so you can use phone as an example. Children is give real trouble for that. We all picking on the problem with the phone. Why it is long time, people used to reach before the prayer start, and they would say you have manners, or allow them to come inside. The prayers is start yet. Please remember these words. There's a reason. Puran says you become unclean when you hear your relative has died. They're not in the same house. I live abroad. And somebody pass away. And the text message, the phone call, or the person reached like a messenger. You hear who dead? In the moment, stop your prayers. Because you're now unclean. So for this reason, when you are engaging in worship, the practice that we have, but we don't understand why, don't use your phone, don't communicate, don't mix. focus on your prayers. Don't allow people to come to turn up your prayers, because their news, their versions, their message could affect the outcome of your prayers. For this reason, when people have Mangal dosh in their birth chart and they have a problem with marriage, you will see that you will hear somebody getting married Monday morning, 3 a.m. They're doing the prayers. You will go in the wedding and you will see 4 fire pit, 4 hawan kun burning. Let me say, you know how the baby look, you know the, how you call that, the mandap. On the 4 side where they have the 4 posts in the mandap, you will see 4 hawan kun, where they call Lord Vishnu in different form. That is, do it when you're doing the Gita part for the Shraddha, where they call it on the four Kalsa, Sridhara, Madhusudana, etc. And you're asking him to stand up here and allow this sanskar to finish, let the wedding do, but do not allow karma to cause the prayers to be interrupted. Do not allow 12 o'clock hour to reach. When you hear people say these type of prayers, have a lagan. People who have this type of birth chart cannot be married or the wedding going on when 25 to 12 till 12:15 is running. Mangalic people tend to marry in the night, in the darkness, like thief. No audience, nobody to interrupt, nobody to comment. Think about it. Not everybody who come to your prayers come to really watch. Oh, they're offering the best prasad. Oh, I love the flowers they're offering on the baby. Truthfully, I wish you were for the prayers. You see how she look? My God, you taste that, Chana? Is a constant critique. How many people could say, you be honest with yourself, we're talking about being truthful. You went to prayers, how much time you just pray for the person who invite you? Truthfully, some of the people we consider close, near, dear, is just like Putna. You invite the Putna into your house, they dress nice, they look nice, they smiling nice, but are they really bringing blessing? Or are they bringing venom? Why it is when you go wedding, or you have the gathering for the same, is a sanskara, is a prayers. You have a funeral, when you're done, young children that don't know the mantras, or they are a little more susceptible. People who have autism, children that have asperger. Why it is that it gets so much a malju? Because you're in a crowd of people that saying, she here look nice. Or, you see how nice she here look? And they critique the person, head to toe, and the venom that is spewing is affecting the person's aura. So they run quick for the eyes of Lord Vishnu in peacock feather example, to pass on the person with prayers, take off the negative energy, take off the negative energy, take off the negative energy, so that the person could regain the luster that they had before. 1, 2, 3, you would see diarrhea, belly hurt, whatever, headache, bad behavior from children in particular. It stops. And the only thing that makes the difference, as mostly mothers will know, the prayers you're blowing or you're saying on the child. Yes, they use broomstick. Yes, they use the pepper and the garlic and other things. That garlic and that pepper is real. The salt that is used is because of the daughter of Lord Shiva. That the fear, the child jumping in the sleep. Ashok Sundari is the cause of why you fast from salt. Salt is not unclean, but when you watch the salt food, the salt in the cedar, the salt you're sharing in your prayers, so what's the deal? What we fasting from this thing for? Lord Shiva says, you were frightened, you get a shrub, and I'm summarizing, you get a shrub, and you for this reason now you live in the salt. When you go in the Indian store and you see they're selling a seasoning called Kitchen Queen, she, other name is Kitchen Queen, Ashok Sundari. He tells you, you live in the salt, and from today nothing can replace you. You could put what seasoning, what pepper, what ketchup, you do it. Nothing compares to the potency of salt. Then he tells you, the person who fasts from salt, when you have a fear, afraid I don't get through the exam, afraid I'm going to end up in divorce, afraid I don't get through the job, you name it, a fear, fast from salt, go and you will get through. How you give is so you get fast from it. Share the food with salt. When you have a fear, give it in dan. And the trouble you have, you will be able to overcome it. So although we don't put salt food on the baby, although in Hare Krishna they do it, they put the Krishna you touch, you eat, everything is for you. We do it, we ask him to touch the whole pot. We put the tulsi after offering it to him there. When you do it that way, Please accept everything. When everybody say, wow, thank God I get this thing tastes so good, it tastes so different, I enjoy it, thank you God. Thank you God, bless these people. With what? Overcoming the fear. You put the salt in the cedar, let me say it's a bandara or something, the soul traveling. When the soul reach Yamraj, don't have fear. Get your judgment, interact with God, but don't be full of fear. In many ways, this salt is potent. When you are doing your offering and your fasting, you have to be very careful in your prayers, in your life, who you invite in your prayers, in your life. It may be Putna. You may look very attractive and very sweet and very related. I'm a family pundit. But as we hear in Garud Puran, not everybody who is your blood is your blood. It have some family want to see you bleed and then they would feel like they get justice. They wish you bad. Didn't we hear where Durbasa Rishi breaks a piece of hair and he conjures a spirit to destroy the king? It is possible. So if somebody could entertain envy and harbor hatred and jealousy to this extent, do you think it would be the stranger like Pandit Sunil who lived down the road, next village, know what you have in your house or what you have in your cabinet or in your wallet? Nope. It's your own. Your own becomes the serpent in your life. And when the person wants to be freed from this type of false accusation, false attack, false blame, constantly getting this type of energy, that whilst you're living, it is as if you're always getting licks, and it's who beating you? It's your own. If you cook, you're bad. If you ain't cook, you're bad. If you eat, you see, she come here hungry. If you eat, you feel, you see, we not good enough. You're always in this kind of, like a boat on the ocean. If the ocean pushes you so, you go so. If you come this side, you go so. When you're fed up at that, you take cow urine, you bathe with it, and then you sit down to do Christian puja and you offer certain types of fruit. What kind of fruit? Always remember, I plant grapes is nothing we text. Take out that. Things that are in season, that have seed. This is where, you see orange for Trinidad? Orange brings a lot of potency. Take that and offer it to him in prayers. Take the mango, one of the most appropriate fruit for prayer. You see the sugar content, the nutritional content, it ripe. Put that in prayer. And the sweetness that I am given is what I want in the form of sweet time. I want peace in my marriage. I want peace between parent and child. Let it have a little unity now. Let it have a little peace. Don't let it have vexing. Let brother and sister be able to coexist around a dinner table for one evening. Dear God, I given you a mango. Work your magic. Please, let's put our hands together. We're going to do the last couple of verses. When the bowling start, now the mother Yashoda run out to see what trouble Krishna causing. Parikshit is laughing because he knows Krishna was his grandfather, Arjun, friend. And although mature, although a man, he's laughing to hear what his grandfather, let me call him grandfather, was doing in baby form. Till today you see people laughing at the childhood stories of their parents. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita Namastasya. You know the prayer, you can sing. Namastasya Shakti Brajadama Mudaye Kunda Asinam Tvam Shriyam Ye Pati Mahachaturbuja Yagyayetam Sarvagriha Sangayeti Ya Devi Sarvabhutesh Everybody. Namastasye, namastasye,
Namastasye, namo namah. Shakti-rupena samskrita.
In your mind, don't watch me, close your eye. Focus on your prayer. Hindu satsang is different. The person who is speaking is not supposed to spoon feed and tell you how to feel and how to extract the meaning and the inner meaning, the intrinsic value of your discourse. The pundit is supposed to read from the text, reciting the words of God and the Guru, and allow you the moment, the company, if just in your mind, to allow your karma to play. Because I have very little understanding, you have very little good karma. So the 5-year-old might understand this story in one way, stranger danger. Don't go by people who call you and tell you to come in the car. A 5-year-old might take it. Mommy says don't go by strangers. A 50-year-old will see it totally different. But what is giving you that vision? All the adults here, all the 50-year-old people here wouldn't think the same. And what is causing that variation, that variable, is the karmic load on a person's shoulder. This is a moment you talk to him now. I'll explain what the verse is saying, but you will pray different to the man or the woman next to you. Different upbringing, different food was cooked for you, so you have different strength, different weakness, different sickness. The karma is playing with each person different. If we were to judge everybody in one, we are all Indian, we are all this, we are all human, we are all Trinidadian, we are all one. But the reality, that identity is after the fact that we are all separate entities, being guided by the hand of Krishna, by the whip of karma, experiencing the Lord's creation. Because of karma, because of His will, it might be good for you, but it might be bad for me. We could be brother and sister, and one goes through the most horrendous, traumatic experience in their upbringing, and the other one is treated like queen. He says in this verse, may the Lord of Vaikuntha guard you, that may you never become Putna. May you, in your moment of strong and willpower, in your most educated state, may you not become the person who is bathing with his Gaumutra. Do not become the demoness, Putna, but allow you to become purified, allow you to become saved, allow you to become freed like Putna. Swaya manubudhiye vritaha balla grihasiye Arty sarve nakshatra vishnuye nirgunaye yenatik staye Arty. Everybody. Shakti rupena samskita namastasye namastasye
Namastasye, namo namah. Ya Devi sarvabhuteshu Shakti-rupena samskrita.
Check yourself now. You want to know if you're on the right track? I came to the prayers by God's grace. His karma allowed my 2 feet to walk here. There are people looking on, but they cannot reach here. It says the person who walks 1 step towards where the Bhagwat is being read, by the law of Bhagwat Dharma, for 1 janam of mistake, for that side of your body that did wrong, hurt an animal, harmed an animal, showed no compassion to an animal, become free from that type of sin. So I walked 10 steps to reach here. I walked 100 steps to reach here. I am only more and more blessed. And I see it, and I am living it, and I am grateful for it. God put me in the company of people like minded, good, saintly people that come like a group of Christian devotees. We are sitting here and listening. Bhagwat Dharma says Shravanam is being practiced. Shravanam is the art of devotion where I am listening to His glory and I'm absorbing. I'm not letting it pass and go out the next years. If you are sinful, pay attention to yourself. Is God working in you? I listened to the katha. Is it really interpreted? Did it apply to you? Or did you say, Pandit Keshava is so stupid? This man is only be talking dotishness. Look at any devotee of God. There's always downtrodden by the family. They're kicked by the society. They are riddled and ridiculed by people. But the person who doing the riddling don't realize you are throwing away your opportunity. Your focus is being wasted. There are people here, oh Parikshit, that they are in the moment, they're in the company, they're in the crowd. God reached them to the bank of the river just to drink the water, sing His name, chant His name. Remember when we were doing the discourse about the value? Oh, Ajamil, Narayan, 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 save me now. I lived for 88 years and my history is damning me. But the chanting of God's name could save you. But you're so sinful. Oh, Putna, you don't have the sense, porting, to use your heavy tongue to chant God's name now. You're sitting in it and you're still so far. Check yourself. See if you is a sinner or a saint. Evaluate yourself. Don't study to watch other people. Don't judge nobody. Judge yourself. It have flowers here. Darius telling you offer the flowers. The nectar in the flowers is the value. Krishna, I brought only these flowers. I don't have the money to put a gold chain around your neck. I don't have the ability to do all the mala and all the different ingredients. But I'll take a flowers from the mandir and I'll put it. But oh God, I'm sinful. My foot can't move now. Poor thing. Karma really heavy. And when Vrita fall, but Vrita, the big ugly demon, his soul went to God. What to say when the soul is being dragged and they are asking Nitya Karma, what did you do with the time that God gave you? Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samhita Namaste Namaste Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samhita. While all this is happening and the mantras are being chanted, Putna gives up the Jew. But the Jew doesn't go like you and I, roaming, running by Yamraj to come back and then begin the travel. None of that. Krishna wanted Putna, and in the moment he absorbs into his vast body, in this little shell, Putna's Jew went into him, never to come back. The body now transformed into this ogress, into this giant, fell like a log and mashed up the cow shed. Yashoda and Rohini run to see what chaos. Their boys are calling, and who? They see this little dark boy is rolling on top, playing on top of this demoness. Where did this ugly, fearful, how did you end up here? And Yashoda now goes and she gets 3 of the chili pepper and she, with the best knowledge she has, starts to jarry and pull off the bad eye, the bad looks that maybe will interfere with my child. She holds on to him. She's not worried about the cow shed. She's not worried about the possibility that the cow died. She's not studying who is this like a log lie down here. She's not looking for the beautiful lady that was here just now. Why are you always causing trouble? Krishna, I can't do anything. I cannot function. I cannot do my work. Nanda and all the gopas have to come with axe and pickaxe and hack that body up. just to physically dispose of it. It is so huge. Fires have lit to burn the body. The smoke that is going now does not smell in any way unbecoming, but it smells as if logs of sandalwood is burning. Listen why. Ya Devi Sarva Bhutesu Namastasye 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 Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarva Bhutesu Shakti Rupena Samhita. The Putna, one's life was in the body and you made cognitive decision to suck blood, to eat infants, to attack living creatures in secret, to attack them when they're sleeping, when they are their most vulnerable condition. Now, even this horrendous individual, Krishna, who is called Kriparaj, the God of mercy, Parikshit, know that that merciful Lord would take even this dark, fiendish person, that even such a person could get mukti, much more for you and I. Parikshit, you are worried about what is to come. Putna was worried what would her end point. This person gives up on the idea that I am so sinful, I have done so bad, I have done so much bad. Who is going to accept me? Who is going to take me? The doors of heaven will never open for me. But when Krishna is ready, oh Parikshit, when that final emancipation, when that moment comes, don't judge the person, don't judge their attire, don't judge their caste, don't judge their hair, don't judge them. Because when the real judge comes and he's ready to take back what is his, it may be in a low birth, it may be from a high birth, it may be from a rich, it may be from a poor family, but all have to go home to him one way or the other. How you go home is dictated based on your karma. Tasya tapasvi krishnate purvatina sutaye shamapat punya kalpataye rajan sansar bhava bhavati sansaryati. Come on, everybody. Namastasye, 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 namo namah. Let the person who bathes with the Gaumutra. Why the Gaumutra? If we analyze, but God make all the animals. But how come you're saying, as a Sanatanist, the Dharma, the principle says, don't eat the cow. But as Hindus, we eat other forms of life. Truthfully, the body, the human body, arguably, as an omnivore, you have the ability to digest animal product. If we were meant to be herbivore and herbivore alone, grass alone, we would have had a stomach like a cow, or a goat, or a sheep. But our body is built different. The value of choice is there. But there is an explanation for this cow. This special place of the cow is because of that discourse where he is coming as Krishna, where Mother Earth takes the cow and all the devatas want to sit in the animal. Mother, we want to go too. Lord Shiva sits over this eye, Surya over this eye, Chandrama on this horn. And so it went. If you go to Gaudan and you see they offer the terpan not on push grass but on the tail of the cow, because the butt and the tail is where Yamraj is sitting. The Yamdut is at the feathery at the end of the tail. So they are bathing this devta with this. Bathe with the Gaumutra. all the devatas that are in this animal are making this fluid. This is why all the liquids that come from the cow purify the person. The body that was about to be burnt has been washed thoroughly with the Gaumutra and the Govar. And now as they are about to burn this devotee, this which was accepted by Krishna, what he blessed, nobody could damn, and she's transformed as if she's flowers. Remember when you're burning agarbatti, what is agarbatti? Different forms of wood shaved together with old flowers. The oil from the flowers rolled now into a gummy kind of mixture, and they put it with hand around pieces of stick. So the flowers that you offer in Mandir, when you have so much of flowers in India, you have flowers market. You have to do something with our flowers. And they use the flowers to fuel the incense market. And they make it and you burn it in a different way to get this sweet scent. This person has become, as if it were, the incense that you and I rush. That whenever you, O Parikshit, in your worship, bathe with the Gaumutra, just like the transformation, because of the contact with the cow, because of the contact with Krishna, the person goes from Putna to Prishni or the Yashoda. The person could be a mother, but their mindset is so corrupted, they will not get the blessing. Blessed, put your hand together now, final verse. Ya evam yukta muktiyati Krishna Krishna Mahabhaga Shrunuyati vatsaye mrityu Govinda labhayate Ya Devi sarva bhuteshu Shakti rupe na samstita Namastasye, 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 Namo Nama. A person who listens with faith, this wonderful account of the mukti, this momentous point in her existence of Putna, the play of Krishna, how he pulled and pushed Yashoda in her life, how he pulls her and he pushes her in different places. The person who listens to the childhood discourse of Krishna in this time, in this month of the Adhik Mas, in the Shravan month, when Shiva is celebrating the Katha and the Leela of Vishnu Bhagwan, they will develop a different type of love, a different depth of devotion that was missing, lacking, not present in their family, not present in their marriage. When the wife prayed, I wish my husband could learn to pray, I wish he could love to go to temple, I wish he could eat the prasad. All you have to do is worship this form of baby Krishna. Bathe with the Gaumutra before you do the prayers like Janamashmi night or when you have your Bhagwat. And when you do it, the blessing where you didn't thinking about, that it have a way to gain from God the love for the Lord, the devotion for God. And one day tears will start to run from your cold eyes. Where you never cried, you never felt, I go on to so much ajag, well I hear that pundit, this pundit, it makes no difference to me. And then one day it was different. You get very emotional and you start to see the sense in doing God's work. I am motivated to share the prasad. I am motivated to share the water. Not because somebody tell me to do it, but karma is at play. And in our last session, we talked about why people make this big fuss about sharing water. When I have diabetes and the sugar is out of control and the person's limb is getting infected and you have all these types of trouble, I'm losing one appendage after the other, and I want to stop it. I want to put diabetes under control. Varun Devata is the cause. Take water. Well, let me say doing prayers. Take the Varun Gayatri, Jala Bimbaya Vidmahi, that prayer, that version, it have different version. Go and do Havan. When you finish, take your heavy hand, your lazy hand, and go and give people water to drink. That is what you share. I am giving it, but what I'm praying for, maybe the diabetes, be honest, the diabetes is not going to disappear, but naturally, your body is going to heal. The numbers, the medicine might start to be a little more effective. Your diet becomes a little more disciplined. People, remember, when we tell people fast from morning to evening on a Saturday for Shani Dev, for example, people used to grouse or the back of the, so, there's an old thing, fasting. Who doing that now? Somebody take it, repackage it, and call it intermittent fasting, and all of a sudden it's doable. It makes sense. It makes sense now. Eat before you fast, eat after you fast, and in the little bracket of time that you have, eat where you want, and then tomorrow fast again. You were doing that since you're small, but it was a burden. The fast, we have to do that. Do we have to do that? Who gonna know really? Pundit gonna know if I thief a piece of bologna from the fridge? Who gonna know that? But when you realize the fasting is between you and Krishna, I am not the judge. I am not going to receive your soul. Then I will want to do it right. Don't be Putna. This is why I started here. You're praying for the devotion and the love so that you would want, you are motivated to do it right. But what happens in Kali Yuga? The same person who is walking the road to Krishna, he says to Parikshit, you will become so corrupted that you make enmity with the same people that are holding you up and trying to take you to Krishna. So your mother become a problem. Why don't you shut up? Oh God. You're telling me all the time, you're nagging me, lie the day, I do this fast, do press. Go in the man, lady. The wife becomes a problem. The husband becomes a problem. The teacher in the school becomes the problem. And book it. You and your guru, you and your pundit is going to have a little friction. And the person that is supposed, who given you objective advice to lift you, hello, you could do it better. You're good, you know, you're good. But you want to get it right, do it different. That person and you cannot be friends for long because your karma is to suffer. Who lose in that relationship? The pundit, the guru, the student, the teacher in the school, the student. The person throws away the opportunity, and what they end up becoming is, I am Putna, but I don't realize I am a Putna. I don't realize I am making the mistake. So I may go to the temple, I may do the prayer in my home, I may dress and look the part, but I'm not getting the benefit. I'm not getting the blessing. If I'm not seeing the blessing, my life is really truthful. If we get truthful, I'm not happy. And we talk about happy in the last discourse with the Vaman. I'm not contented, I'm not good, I'm in pain, I can't sleep when the night comes. It comes like something beating my body. That does not happen just so. When you do bad, bad will follow you. God bless everybody by listening to this discourse. With love, with devotion, you will find your Krishna. But without it, you're going to do prayers. You're going to do prayers, but you mightn't get the blessing you're looking for. As we get ready for our next session, consider what we've been doing for these sessions so far in preparing you to do the worship the right way. Bhagwat is being done for Parikshit to be washed clean of the karma. It is not to just come, sit down, eat some food, hear a story. If you are the right thinking person, I must get the merit from this type of exercise. Let me show a simple example for children. Everybody eat parsad. The parsad sharing, it have people who will gobble it down, like Lord Shiva. He rush and eat the parsad. Parvati Mata gave him the shrap. That is why Shiv Nirmalayam, what you offer on that lingam, is not shared, it is not eaten, it is not touched. Don't say Shiva Arpanam on anything. He's Lord Shiva, but he was greedy and he touched what Lord Vishnu touched, and he didn't share it for his son or his wife, so she gave him that shrap. I could be like that. I could be greedy and I could eat it down. I'm so hungry for prasad. Same prasad. Somebody says, I bow to prasad. Because prasad is anything. It could be fruit, sweets, mohan bhog. That comes blessed because God touched it. And I want to take the blessing so that when I eat the prasad, the energy that is offered in the fire, the blessing, enriches my entire digestive tract. And it brings the energy and the vitality from a health perspective that I need from the inside working on its way outside. The same thing, just eating prasad, You could get sin for it, or you could get blessing from it. It depends on which road you wish to walk. But everybody gets parsad. Vrindavan Bihari Lala ki jai. So now we are in the Christian portion of Bhagwat. We continue. Couple of house announcement. This evening we will have singing. If you want to, I don't know your time. If you want to join this evening, we will have singing from this boy, I forget his name, from Suriname. He's a visiting, like how you have these Sarega Ma people, these young people that have talent, and he's touring and he's coming here tonight. There's one. Uncle Madan, who is also a great singer in his own right, singing and touring with people like Budram Holas and all others, and too many for me to know before my time. Uncle Madan is this individual, everybody, and he has been doing his prayers and he has been singing. He has one of his CDs here. I know one or two of you were asking if he'd ever done any CD. And today I want to let you know that he did finally bring some. Speak to him after about that. For those of you that have been asking. This evening we will have some classical songs from Uncle Madan, and we'll have this boy from Suriname as well. As we continue with our the knowledge that is coming out of our Bhagwat Katha, some people know about Parijat flowers, some people don't. Some people know about Shami plant. Shami is a tree. Chaitani is another name for it. Uncle Ramdad brought a huge amount of leaves. The flowers, the leaves, it is used, the root of this plant. It is not naturally growing in Trinidad. The Dattatreya Pandits brought seeds and they planted and they share. Part of their seva is to share. There's a full, discourse about what this tree is. But long story short, it is very close to Lord Shiva. The translation of the mantra, you are capable of destroying all affliction. You are more impactful than all the different plants that grow around me. When I use you in my havan or my puja to say, offer it to your murti, you destroy all the evil consequences to the deeds that I've done, karma-wise. The nightmares that I have, please yield more benefic rather than malefic, more benefic things, moments, dreams to me. Darius and Vanna will have the bag with those leaves down there. If you have the desire, if you have the karma, I would say, to make the offering, there's only so much we have, but please get from them and put, like all the murti, just one leaf. Put your hands together and let's say this prayer before we do Arty. Amangalam lanam shamani dushkratasyascha duhaswapna nashini danyam pradhyayane shamani shubham samba parameshwar namaha shami patrani samarpyami. Umapati Mahadeva ki jai. Just like how a person offers abhushan, just like how a person would offer dhoop grass to the lingam, Shami leaf is offered for him as well. It is offered in the Navrat. It is used in many places because it just brings good result to each person. When we are finished and they offer you the opportunity to offer the leaf, just the leaf, if you would like, the opportunity is there for you to use it and to do it. Let's all stand as we do Arty, as we bring a close to this portion. Karpura Gauram Karunavataram Sansara Sadam Bhujagendraharam Sada Vasantam Hridaya Vinde Bhavam Bhavani Saitam Namami.
जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती.
Everybody, let's sing together.
पापों को मिटाने वाला, हरि दर्शन खाने वाला।
ये शांति गीत पावन पुनीत पापों को मिटाने वाला, हरि दर्शन खाने वाला।
है सुख करनी है दुख हरनी,
है सुख करनी है दुख हरनी।
ये मधुसूदन की आरती।
पापियों को पाप से है तारती, जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती। पापियों को पाप से आरती।
ये मधुर बोल जग खंड खोल सन मार्ग दिखाने वाला, बेगरी को बनाने वाला।
ये मधुर बोल जग पंच गोल सन्मार्ग दिखाने वाला, बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला।
श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही,
श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही। पापियों को पाप से है तारती, जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती। पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
हे नंदनंद गोपाल, आनंद नंद गोपाल।
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 हे नंदनंद आनंद नंद यदुनंदन गोपाल।
हे नंदनंद आनंद नंद यदुनंदनंद गोपाल।
हे नंदनंद गोपाल,
हे नंदनंद गोपाल, आनंद नंद गोपाल।
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 हे नंदनंद आनंद नंद यदुनंदन गोपाल।
हे नंदनंद आनंद नंद यदुनंदनंद गोपाल।
हे नंदनंद गोपाल, आनंद नंद गोपाल।
हे नंदनंद गोपाल, आनंद नंद गोपाल।
आनंद नंद गोपाल,
आनंद नंद गोपाल।
We just croak so that we sing together. Close your eyes and sing for the Lord. Dear God, I come and I wanted to use my ears, I wanted to use my eyes, so I stand up for Arty so I can get to witness the Arty. I can use my tongue just now to eat your food and what was offered to you and has tulsi leaves. And Prabhu, I just want to sing for you before I go. Please bless this sinner. Please bless me if I'm making it difficult, if I'm making life hard because of my choices, the way I think. Prabhu, when I bow to that murti, when I touch that diya, when I touch the earth and I bring your energy of goodness back to my forehead, behind my forehead is the frontal lobe of my brain where all my likes as a person, all my behavior, that is where it exists. And I'm calling on you to please bless me, bless each and every person. Hey Nanda Nanda, you are the son of Nanda, O Gopal. And just as Nanda gets to play with you and enjoy you in a way that nobody else could enjoy, bless this devotee, that I have that love to see that joy, that happiness, that contentment in my life. Hey Nanda Nanda Gopal, hey Nanda Nanda, hey Nanda. This is the part sometimes the devotees just want to cry. When you hear discourse that deal with Krishna like this, then you realize, but wait, I have details in this thing I didn't know. As you are growing as a child of God, regardless the age or your gender, thank you, God, for allowing me to know it now. Thank you for presenting yourself to me in this age, in this time, in a childlike way. Bless me to remember it, bless me to use it, bless me to practice it. Tvameva Mata, everybody. Tvameva Shasika, Tvameva Dravidam, Tvameva Sarva Mameva Leela, Tvameva Sarva Mameva Leela. Together. Om Shanti, 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 Hari Om. Prem Savaloma Pati Mahadeva ki Jai, Bhavana Putra Numana ki Jai, Shri Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai, Vrindavan Bihari Lala ki Jai, Satya Sanatan Dharma ki Jai. Jai Jai Sitaram. Sitaram, everybody. Please have your seat. If this